Bill Gates. Everyone recognizes him as the man who started Microsoft, the largest company in the world. Bill Gates, on the other hand, is not only a brilliant businessman, but also a brilliant investor. In this video, we're going to take a look at Bill Gates' investment portfolio. If you're new to our channel, please subscribe to see more videos like this. Let's get started. In 2000, the tech bubble burst, causing a severe recession. Microsoft's share price plummeted by 60%. Bill Gates, on the other hand, was a savvy investor who sold most of his Microsoft stock and diversified his portfolio to protect his wealth. There are others who believe we're in a similar situation as the 2000 stock market crash, and I agree with them. They say we're trapped in a blimp. As a result, what I intend to accomplish with this film is to observe how Bill Gates is safeguarding himself. In the present, what stocks does he own in order to prepare himself for the future of investment? Berkshire Hathaway accounts for the majority of Bill Gates' investments. Berkshire Hathaway is the investment firm created and led by legendary investor Warren Buffett, as anyone who pays attention to the stock market will be aware. In fact, it accounts for more than half of Bill Gates' total assets. Let us give some credit to another wonderful investor, Michael Larson. He's a guy who handles much of Bill Gates' fortune, and I suppose most of these stock decisions were his. But I have a feeling Berkshire may have been Gates' fantastic idea, since Warren Buffett and himself are such close friends. And obviously, who knows the genius behind Warren as well. So basically, what Buck should do is own a number of business and stocks, but not in just any firms or stocks, but ones directly chosen by Warren Buffett, because Warren Buffett is Berkshire Hathaway's top investor. Warren Buffett owns 100% of Geico, See's Candy, and Duracell, all well-known brands. Looking at Berkshire's holdings though, it's clear that it's basically a long list of high-quality companies. Coca-Cola, excellent dividend stocks, Apple India, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Delta, and Southwest Airlines were just a few of the many household names you can choose from. You may see all of Berkshire Hathaway's holdings in this lovely list of publicity-traded companies. Bill Gates, on the other hand, is well aware of this. As a Berkshire shareholder, he's aware of the company's wide range of high-quality stock options. With Berkshire stock, he becomes an owner of all of these high-quality businesses when he invests right away. Bill Gates made a wise investment decision by securing a sizable portion of your holdings through the world's largest investment firm. Bill Gates, or Larson, whoever took the decision to allocate 10% of their portfolio to waste management, has done an excellent job. A wise decision in a moment. But before we get into it, let's take a look at what waste management is. Waste management is a service provider for waste management's environmental services. What does it mean? Although the company provides services to 21 million customers in the United States or Canada, it is essentially a waste management company that serves a large number of people. Now, let me explain why I believe this is a wise investment for Bill Gates' portfolio. There's been a lot of chatter about a market meltdown lately. In every market, waste management is not the greatest doctor, regardless of what you want it to be. If the stock market and economy collapse, people will still need to have their garbage collected. Regardless of market conditions, waste management will still be able to make money. Rail service of the Canadian National Railway. It's an intriguing decision to invest $10.5 billion, or 1% of your portfolio, in CNR stock with a stake of 17.1 million shares. As a result, the company is Canada's largest railroad in terms of revenue and network size. From Nova Scotia to British Columbia, it contains 20 points for miles of track. However, the next logical inquiry is, why does Bill Gates own stock in this company? Competitive advantage is a phrase that can be summarized in 2 words. In order to compete with railroad firms, you need to develop an entire system, a whole train network from scratch. This makes it extremely difficult for competitors to enter the market. CNR's business model is particularly secure as a result of this. This is why CNR has increased dividends since 1995, growing at a compound annual rate of 15% and a dividend payout ratio of only 35%. The money they make is not expected to be lost in the future by other competitors. The payouts may theoretically be increased by a lot more. Bill Gates' portfolio has a distinct pattern, and you should keep track of this pattern as we progress through the portfolio. Bill Gates has a history of favoring dividend-paying equities, and Caterpillar is no exception. Over the past 20 years, it has increased its dividend by an average of 7% per year. From mining equipment to gas engines to locomotives, Caterpillar is clearly the corporation that manufactures and sells a wide range of machinery. Caterpillar, a global firm with more than half of its sales originating outside of North America, is probably familiar to you as a piece of equipment. Caterpillar's revenue is globally distributed and well diversified. Walmart, the largest brick and mortar store in the world, makes up 6.5% of Gates' portfolio, and here's $1.2 billion in the stock. The stock gives him incredibly good exposure to the consumer defense of industry. In a market crash, people are still gonna need to eat. They're still gonna need to shop at Walmart. The second fantastic thing about Walmart is they're transitioning well into e-commerce. They certainly are largely recognized as the brick-and-mortar shop store, but they're not dumb. Consumers want to be able to do things online. These days, Walmart realizes that they've built up a substantial internet presence today, and they're actually the 4th largest online retailer in the US. This is a typical Bill Gates speech. In addition to water, hygiene, and energy, it also provides services in the food, energy, healthcare, and hotel industries. Those who know Bill Gates are well aware of this fact. Let's just say he appears to be doing well in the world. Therefore, I'm not surprised he holds stock in Ecolab, which is worth $862 million and appears to be doing well in the globe. The World Wide Web. Today's society relies heavily on this type of activity. It's difficult to make an argument to the contrary. This thing we call the internet is provided by Crown Castle, a firm with over 40,000 cell towers and 70,000 miles of fiber support in small cells throughout the United States and Puerto Rico. Bill Gates is the largest shareholder with a stake valued at $700 million. They pay a dividend of $4.50 per share with a yield of 3.2%, which isn't awful. But unlike other of Gates' dividend companies, this one doesn't have a long history of dividends. In early 2014, they began to pay one. These following 2 stocks had to be grouped together due to the fact that they are both package delivery businesses. FedEx and UPS account up to 2.5 and 2.4% of the portfolio respectively. FedEx has a market share of 15% in the global marketplaces, whilst UPS has a global market share of 19.7%. In addition, UPS distributes a large portion of its profits to shareholders than FedEx does. FedEx has a yield of 1.75% and UPS has a yield of 3.08%. UPS and FedEx have both raised their dividends in a row for the past 9 years, while UPS has done so for a decade. Let's face it, as time goes on, we're going to require more and more packages to be delivered. Coca-Cola FEMSA, not Coca-Cola Bets, is the preferred betting option. This company's primary function is bottling of beverages. Coca-Cola owns hundreds of beverage brands all over the world, as anyone familiar with a corporation will know. Coca-Cola appears to bottle these beverages, which are consumed by more than 350 million people worldwide. Gates has 1% of the company in his whole portfolio, which has a dividend yield of 2.9%. These 10 equities make up the majority of Bill Gates' holdings. In addition, they hold a modest number of extremely minute investments, totaling only 1.7% of the portfolio. Taking a glance at the portfolio, you'll see it's primarily defensive. They have tremendous competitive advantages, and their business strategies are usually quite lucrative. Gates has become the second richest man in the world thanks to his business approach. Most market conditions are favorable for a well-diversified portfolio as long as the businesses in it are solid. That's all for today. What are your thoughts on Bill Gates' investment portfolio? Join the conversation in the comment section below. Please click the like and subscribe buttons if you enjoy this video. We'll see you in the next video.